Okay, I'll get back on this Evo head. So I got this all cleaned up here the other night. So now all I gotta do now is regrind the seats and the head and then lap into the new valve here. These are Harley valves. And then get a good seal on that, and then we can assemble them. Everything else has been prepared on these. So I'm going to do a quickie job with the stones instead of doing the fancy head machine deal. So this one here we got to use different pilots hopefully. Usually it's these small ones here, if we're lucky. Yep, that's 5/16. That ain't the right one. Phone's in the way. Go down this dinky stuff here. See if we got the right stuff or not. Yeah, there's one that'll work. Yeah, looks like we got the right one right there. So go down here, pick out the stones we need down here. So we have to find one that fits the valve, which is still over here. Yep. The valves. So you gotta find a stone that's big enough to do your valve. That one looks like it's probably big enough. And it goes down there like that. And we'll grind it. Simple. Make it look easier, didn't I? Okay, so I'm gonna need both hands to do this. So we get to use the old tripod. Your favorite. Somebody likes it anyway, not me. Alright. Should be able to see what I'm doing down there. First thing you do is push the pilot all the way in so it's tight. Pull out and clean it with something clean. I have a rag, so that'll be my shirt. You take it and grind it with a grinder. Let me take a look at it and see how bad it is. So, here's what it looks like. The seat right here is a shiny part. Nice light. So that shiny spot right there by my finger is the new seat. And you can see there's a bunch of pits and stuff along the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not. So I'm going to have to re-hit that a couple more times until those pits are gone. Those pits are why you have no compression, they leaks. Probably work. So those pits there went away pretty quickly right through here. But the pits over here are a lot deeper and they're still in there on both sides of the seat, but there's enough zigzag through there to seal it. So I'm going to stop at that point. So I'm going to do the same thing on the exhaust seat now. Pull the pilot out and switch over. Get a different stone. So we got to find a stone here that's the same size. Ideally you want something just a little bit bigger but not super big. Because big will hit on the aluminum, which is bad. This one's got a bunch of aluminum on it. So when it hits the aluminum head, see it plugs up the stone with aluminum. That's not good. That needs to be taken off of there so it'll won't have a problem. So you pick it off with something hard like a screwdriver or a piece of metal, or you dress it. So file handles work really good for things that you don't really care about damaging. Screwdrivers will wear away and makes your screwdriver not work. So you just knock this stuff off like this. There. Aluminum gone. There's still enough good stone there I don't have to dress it, but if I do it 10 more times I'll have to dress it. So these just unscrew off. Screw on the other one. Change out the pilot. Wipe it off in something clean. You got grit in the hole, so you got to clean a couple times. But put the pilot in now. When it feels nice and smooth, it's good enough. Take a look at this one. Looks pretty good. One more light hit just to make it nice. Looks pretty good. So now you got a nice seat all the way around on that one, and on their intake. See all nice shiny spot there? There you go, that quick and easy. Stones work really good for doing quickie jobs like this. They're very accurate, and when you just need to spot face one angle, it makes it quick and simple. When you gotta start doing a real valve job and doing multiple angles and sinking them down and doing a bunch of heavy work, then cutters work a lot better. Stones just grind real small increments, versus cutters go in there and actually cut. They'll take off real quick whatever you want to take off. So that's the difference in the two. Those are not as accurate, even though this machine cost a buttload of money. That thing down there still works really good. It's more accurate than this stupid machine here is. Alright, I'm going to go clean this all up. Oh, I gotta lap these in yet, I forgot. Getting ahead of myself. Gotta do some lapping now. First I gotta put away my grinder so nobody will find it. Nobody will know where it is. Top secret, don't tell anybody. Put all my stuff away. Okay. I'm going to lap the valves. Now when you grind a stone leaves grind marks in a circle, so it's like leaving finger marks in there. It'll have all these grooves. So when you lap it, it'll knock the grooves down so that you kind of plateau cut them a little bit and gives you more surface area for the valve to hit against. It also marks on the valve where you're at so you can see if it's contacting on the valve face or it's the wrong size. If it's the wrong size, you have to go in there and cut things. Or do a lot more grinding. See, the valve has a nice, these are one angle valves, so just have one big wide thing, so you should be able to catch that seat. It's big enough. You don't need much lapping compound, just a little bit, just to coat it. That's all you need. You don't need very much. Whoop, get up where you can see it. Yeah, I got enough to do another valve. Volume does not help you. It only uses just a little bit. You get a lopstick, which is a suction cup. Go back and forth a little bit, pick up, drop down. Do it in different areas. When it sounds real smooth like that, the lapping compound is used up. You can see where the seat is with the lapping compound. We're going to wipe it off to really see. That chatter marks mean you got dry spots in there. Okay. Alright. Now you take it, see where it is, wipe it off. There you go. So now you can see where the seat's at. You want to make sure it's nice and even all the way around, not wavy. Now if you want more horsepower, you go into your back cut and take this edge off right here. It'll run a lot better. That little difference there will probably make almost as much effect as being ported. The closer you are to the valve seat, the more important stuff is. So when you're right there, pretty damn important. So having a nice concentric valve makes it work really, really good, night and day. So it pays to have good work done. Makes the bike run a lot better. You can pour it all day long, but if you can't do a valve job, it ain't worth nothing. Same with the rings. I got a seal too, or it doesn't work. So after you wipe it down, you look for a nice gray seat all the way around the whole seat. If you see a nice gray mark all the way around and it's nice and even, then you know you got a good sealing valve. That's what you're looking for. The last thing you can do is you can take it and put it inside the head like this. And you look up to the light like this. Where's the light? Light's up there. You look inside the port. It's hard to do. And you see how the valve shows light. See how the light is there? It's called light tight. Then you rotate the valve with your stem right here. You make sure it's even. If you don't see no light, it's sealing. If you see a little whisker light going around, you got a problem. Where's it at? There we go. Gotta get where you can see. See? There's no light. So there you go. That's how you know you got a good sealing valve. Do it like that. So anyway, there's how you get that done. So I'm gonna go clean this up now and I'll assemble it. Alright, we're back. Got everything all cleaned up. Nice and clean. Again. Clean up all your small parts. Get a pair of new valve seals to put in there. And get our spring compressor. Alright. Drop your oil, very important. A little bit of lube on the valve stem. And I rotate them as it goes in, I smear it around real good. Make sure everything's nice and free. If it's not free, find out why not. And fix it. The last that I did, I put the valve in there and it had a high spot on it or something. So I went home the stem, no more problem. It was a brand new valve, but something on there was wrong. I couldn't feel anything, but you can feel in the guide hole. It should be nice and free. Alright, so now you gotta put these on over the valve guide. So some kind of a tool for doing that, I guess. Push real hard. Is that the tool? I'm thinking of a nice deep well socket will push it on pretty nicely. Something like that'll work. Push right on it. Ugh. Oh, look at that. It's installed. Just kind of wiggle around a little bit as you go down. The seal goes right on over the valve. There, no problem. That one on a little hard. A little elbow grease goes right in. Yeah. The valve spring will push them all the way down anyway. If they're not quite all the way in, put 100-something pounds of seat pressure on there, it'll go down. Okay, now this has a real small collar here, so I'm going to see if my tool here will work. So it looks like it'll hit on there just fine. Small enough to do it. If not, I put like a washer on here. It'll go between the two parts. Depends how small it is. This one's big enough I can use my regular tool. The ones I use for racing are not big enough. The keepers over here. These are multi-groove keepers. Can't see much over here, can you? See, it's got multi-grooves in them. You just put those in here and hold them with your finger. Being multi-groove, you got to hold in a right set of grooves. If you're on the right spot, it won't work. The single groove keeper, it's easy, but these multi ones are more of a pain. That one just drops in with gravity there. You just undo it a little bit, hold the bottom in. And if they're not even, don't stand in front of it. It might pop off and hit you. It should be flush like that. Where'd the spring go? Yeah, I was trying to get away, remember? So we do the same thing again. This is a little more tricky with a multi-groove, but finger dexterity on there. That means I can move my fingers around and feel. There you go. I don't need that no more. Now I like to tap with a screwdriver just to make sure they're down all the way. So this one I gotta use my small screwdriver, just a regular plastic hammer. You just tap it to shock it to see if it wants to recenter or anything. Any kind of trash under there would pop out of the way if you do that. Okay, there you go. So this one's all done now. Assembled. Clearance, cleaned up. Gasket surface is good. Well, you have to check to see to make sure the gasket was hitting on the area and not on the bad spot. So you take a gasket, old one, you lay it on there. Line it all up. You can see you're right on the edge of the grind mark, but not hitting it right there. That means you're good to go. That's why I had to be really careful when I ground that back, because I knew it was going to be close. So that's why you keep your old gaskets laying around. You never know when you need one. Alright, so that one's good to go. Give it back to customer and see if you can tighten his bolts up this time. Where's that bolt at? So that's the bolt that was in there. That does not belong inside the combustion chamber. So remember, tighten your bolts and Loctite them. If they're anywhere near the carburetor inlet, you better make sure they're in there good. Otherwise it gets expensive. Alright, that's it for this job.